Welcome to Lions Live 365. I'm your host, Michael Ayers, and today we are breaking down part 2 of Lions Mythbusters. You guys voted, and I am going to deliver. They voted for the Lions ignore injury history. So I said, hey, let's do it. Let's go in here and let's look at the research, see what's going on. And to be honest, man, it is low key astounding how many injured players that we have brought in as free agents, have drafted, things of that nature. To be honest, man, I didn't even know how to display it. The reality is the majority, football for the most part is 100% injury sport. And I actually looked at some of the veterans that we got in free agency that we love have injury history. And I felt as though if I were to come in here and act as if like the whole video, like you guys didn't know that we get a lot of injured players, I think that would be disingenuous. So what I actually decided to do is kind of dissect it. Why? Why do we get so many injured players? Why do we take these chances? And like, who all are we talking about? One thing I did want to emphasize though is that Brad Holmes loves his injured players, but the reality of the situation is you do too. You love Aiden Hutchinson. He had injury history. He's had serious injuries before. You love Jameson Williams. We drafted him injured. Alex Anzalone has one of the crazy... The fact that I found out that Alex Anzalone has broken his forearm twice at this point is insane to me. He has a crazy injury history at Arkansas. I was actually... Was it Arkansas or Florida? I don't remember, off the top of my head, but he got injury history in college. He has injury history with the Saints, a couple concussions. He has injury history with us. Keeps getting injured. Marcus Davenport, I don't even want to say. So I'm gonna place the list of people that had injuries where they missed at least 3 games. Panay had a high ankle sprain in Oregon. David Montgomery has a ton of injury history. Levi, he can't stay healthy. It's better to count the healthy games for him. Carlton Davis had injury history, but while he was here and before he got here. And so I was just looking at some of the names, and what I always said is like, hey, Brad Holmes loves injured players, and so do you. Some of the players that we did go out and get, you definitely love, definitely happy they're on the team. But I actually wanted to break it down. I was like, why do we keep getting these injured individuals? Like, what's going on? And then I started doing like deeper dives, right? Free agency is very competitive, and we don't like to spend money on people we don't know. It's very few people with a lot of talent that will take a prove it deal to come to Detroit. No, I'm not taking no 1 year when another team's offer me 3. We just don't. Like, I think DJ Reed is the longest contract that we've offered to someone that wasn't already a Lion. DJ Reader and DJ Reed probably had the longest contracts for people, and DJ Reader has injury history. So it's like one of those things, like DJ Reed and DJ Reader are the only people that we really gave like long-term contracts just out the gate. Even Alex Anzalone, he came here on a 1-year deal and then got extended, right? We extend people we know. So free agents we treat like we don't know them, right? Nobody gets money from us without us knowing them personally. Do you have the ability to be a Lion? Like Dan Campbell said, no amount of talent will make you a Lion. He said that in a video. I just couldn't believe what he was saying, and I realized this is really the Dan Campbell effect. He's only going to have guys that are ready to really put it all on the line for the Detroit Lions. And then I decided, like, you know what? Let's make a graph. Let's see what's up. These are the type of players in the draft that fall outside of the top 20. Most players that are in the draft that fall out of the top 20, and I'm not even saying like, I was going to say first round, but usually once you drop out of the 15, out of the top 15, you usually fit in one of these categories. A non-premium position, running back, linebacker, safety. You have some character issues. Jalen Carter, Mike Green, you're undersized or unathletic. You're a little small, for us. I know for the Lions, small is a completely different thought process. Donovan Izaraku was like 6'2", 6'3", 250. He's too small to be the big defensive end. We want our guys 270, 275. So he was just too small. Inconsistent motor. Oh, no, we're definitely not doing that. So what usually happens is we end up in a situation where we're picking from the other three, a non-premium position, somebody with injury history, or from a very small school. These small school guys usually need a lot more time to develop. Your Giovanni Manus, your Kobe Sorsdals, your Broderick Martins, your Ahmed Hassanins. I'll count Boise State as a small school. So even Isaac Tesla, who went to Arkansas, his last year, he got drafted off his D2 tape, some of the Arkansas tape, and everything he did in the Senior Bowls. He didn't get drafted off he would not be a third round pick. We would not have given up everything that we gave up for a guy that just got like 300 yards receiving at Arkansas. That's just not the reality. And when you think about all those things, what usually happens is we end up falling in the injury history bucket. That injury history bucket is like, hey, Christian Mahogany, he has some good tape. He's injured. We'll draft him injured. We don't need him right now. We'll need him next year. Jameson Williams, he's so talented. I don't care that he's injured. We'll stash him. These guys tend to fit in that. Now that we've already filled up on all the non-premium positions, we got enough linebackers, we got enough running backs, we got enough safeties. We have been, and we still haven't bent on character issues at all. No Jalen Carters, no Mike Greens, none of that at all. Like, at all. So, and they haven't even bent on undersized. Ahmad Robb might have fit in undersized. That's the last guy and he's 6 foot. I think he's 5'11". I think they lying about this. You know how people lie about the height. But that's the real situation. Like, that is the reason why we get guys from with crazy injury history, because at the end of the day, people that don't fit in these other baskets, right? If you're a defensive end and you're a free agent, right? If you're a free agent defensive end who doesn't have a crazy injury history, that doesn't have character issues, that's produced at a high level, and we don't know you, you're not going to take a prove it deal. You're not hearing that. Like, bro, I'm in the free agency. I'm trying to get 100, 200 million. I'm not taking no prove it deal with you. I don't care about the Lions, bro. You don't go somewhere. Arizona got 80, 90 million for me. I don't need to know you. Right? The same thing with the same thing with defensive ends in the draft. If you don't fall into one of these in the draft and you play pass rush, like you play defensive end, you're not undersized. You don't have character issues. You don't have any injury history. You went to Georgia. Your motor is crazy. You're a top 10 pick. You're top 15. The position is so premium, you're going to go high. And I think that's what's been plaguing us in filling this defensive end position. And is also something that I really want to look at, because the next part of Lions Mythbusters is going to be, are the Lions cheap? And I feel like this one was just kind of like common sense it was hard to argue anything else. But you guys voted, and I had to follow through. But the next one is gonna be, are the Lions cheap? We're gonna go into the history of, Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, the new Lions, and we're gonna look at, are they cheap? And I'm gonna do it by, not only are they cheap money wise, are they cheap, like as in like trading up for draft capital to kind of get into that upper echelon, the upper first round, those type of things. And then that's gonna be the main thing, man. I really enjoyed doing this. It was actually kind of eye popping how many injured players we have went and got. It was kind of like, okay, this is kind of ridiculous. Like I think I stopped at like 20, at like 2021. Like it is like, yo, I think I got to like 2022, 2023 and realized like this isn't a myth, it's a fact. We like our injured players. We're bringing them in. The amount of times we gave Emmanuel Mosley, Marcus Davenport, is a lot of guys with injury history. Not just injury history, the guys that we drafted injured, the Ennis Rakestraws and stuff like that. It's a lot. And that's just part 2 of Lions Mythbusters. And whether it's draft day, game day, any day in between, it's Lions Live 365. Please like and subscribe. Peace out.